Hey everyone, welcome to another Zwift race analysis video. This is the Crit City race with category enforcement, and it is, as usual, 10 laps of downtown Dauphin. This recording is starting with around 2 miles left to go, so we're getting pretty close to the finish here. This is the second to last lap, and let's dive into the race. This was my second race of the day, so my legs weren't very fresh, and it was an extremely fast-paced start. I was struggling to keep up at the start of the race, and there were some attacks going on throughout the race. So far it's been a pretty hard race, and I was hoping that I would get an aero power up at this next banner that's going to come up in around 0.4 miles, because that would benefit me a lot in the finishing sprint. There were a few pretty strong riders in this race: John Linsk and Alex Turpin and Mike Abraham. Those three riders have extremely good Zwift power ranks, and I have raced all three of them in previous races. Mike he was already at the Crit Crusher race, so I wasn't expecting him to win the race because he, like me, was likely already tired, but he proved me wrong at the end of the race. Alex Turpin has an extremely strong sprint. He has a 15-second power of 16 watts per kg, so I knew that he had a pretty high chance at winning this race. Going through the banner here, let's see what we get from the power up. Okay, so here you get the spinning wheel of fortune of power ups, and of course I get a 10 XP when I actually need the power up. This seems to always happen to me. It's very annoying, but I guess I'm just going to deal with it and see what happens later on in the race. Because of this, I knew that I would need to start my sprint earlier than I normally would if I had a power up, because I need to get my speed up before turning rounding the corner and really sprinting off to the finish. The race started with around 40 riders, and it was already down to around 25, so this just shows how fast the race was and how hard riders at the front are going. Here I do a small surge to make sure I am still with the front group, because when I go into the final climb, or KOM, I want to be near the front of the race because I don't want to get dropped. So we're rounding the final corners here. We're going to go up the climb, and I'm just going to watch the first few riders, and Alex Turpin is right behind me, so I'm also keeping an eye on him to see where he goes. I see a lot of riders use their power-ups, so I know that those riders are likely not going to win the race. And here I do a small sprint to catch back up to the group, and I am now in full contact with the group. The group is pretty much coming back together. Not many riders dropped, and this is not looking great for me in the finishing sprint. Something that tends to happen to me when I am racing on downtown Dauphin is right here I get dropped a bit and I lose contact of the front group before hitting the rollers, and then I am left chasing the front group. I made sure not to do that today, and I was holding a pretty good position. I was waiting for riders to start sprinting, but I really did not have a chance at this sprint. My legs were absolutely dead from the previous race, so I didn't have much left to sprint. So here I just put my head down and gave it every last watt I had. It wasn't much, and you can see here that most of the time my avatar isn't even in the sprinting position. There's not much to do here, and I've lost the race pretty bad. I ended up getting 17th in the race, which is actually not that bad considering how fast the group was going, and I didn't have a power up, and I had already raced before that. I think if all those factors were eliminated, I probably had a shot at maybe top 5 at best. Mike Abraham ended up getting second in the race, which is amazing because he just raced like 5 minutes before this race. Overall, there's not much that I would do differently other than save my power up. So that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.